Alright folks, welcome. Today we are talking about RoboCop Rogue City. This is what you would call like a double A game from the sort of olden days of PlayStation 1 and 2, where you would have games that weren't quite AAA standard and there was a lot of other companies making games. This company kind of makes the Terminator games and other kind of fan reboots, and this game is total fan service to people that like RoboCop. And for 25 quid, which is what I got it on sale for, I have no problems recommending it. At the full retail price, I think it's $59.99. Could be a little bit of a steep ask, but it's good fun, and I'll sort of show you what the game is, give you a rough idea, and yeah, I've been enjoying playing it, so you know, we'll run you through it. So you're RoboCop, you're blasting enemies, you're kind of a dude on rails. Here he is. And you sometimes have to do boring, mediocre, meaningless tasks because you are a servant of the city, and you might have to go and change a light bulb fuse, or you might have to go and execute a bad guy. But it's all in the style of the game, and you can see you have this very slow, ponderous walk. Now, in the actual game, you have objectives that you have to do, and you have objectives like, for example, this one, you know, defeat the terrorist, serve and protect, are some secondary things you can do. Like, you might be out and about and you might find a car that's parked in violation, and you might do a little bit of public service. Now, you have this chip system. If you explore and you find chips, you can upgrade your guns, and depending on the Tetris and the way things fix, you get certain penalties, or you can avoid the penalties if you find the correct chipsets. And if you can't find the correct chipset, you can kind of merge the chips together and try and make a good one. So for example, here I've got more 16% magazine capacity, and because it doesn't have a little piece here to the left, I'm avoiding that penalty, etc. You have skills, you have a skill tree, and the game begins to get fun after a couple of hours where you focus on the skill tree. For example, here I can crack any safe, which allows me to just progress the game a little bit faster. I have a little bit of regen, and I can use fuse boxes. I have a bit of a shield, I can dash, and I can do slow motion. And the more you do in your objectives, the more XP you get and the more fun you'll have. So the little secondary objectives and miscellaneous ones you should probably do, because the XP racks up and then you get skills, and obviously that's a big important thing in the game. So if we take here, and if we were to put those 2 points in and we were to upgrade, I would double my crit damage and I'd get more slow motion. So we save the skills and we will just wander through in it so far. Now you can see I am on high graphic settings, but it's not the most fantastic graphic settings you're ever gonna see in your life. But the whole charm of the game is it does look not so bad, to be honest. It is that kind of double A experience, if you want to call it that. And we're going to have to find a different route in here. Once we've moved through all the dialogue, you can see in the left here you get appreciation, non-appreciation, etc. So the combat, which I'm going to show you now, is really fun, and that's the main selling point. The only downside is a lot of the time, if you're not particularly focused on the side missions and you just want to waltz your way through the story, there is a lot of walking. The game does quite a good job of making you feel immersed in the environment and the way you walk. You are a robot. It is the vibe that you get. You're not a fully sprinting crazy man. It's one of like the silly examples you can do. You're walking around town, see someone smoking, and I can say, hey, I can be a nice guy, I can be not be, so I can say, hey, reconsider. So I've just restarted here, and part of the game is the way that you fight in the combat. That's the most important thing. Yes, the story's alright. Yes, there's some, you know, a little bit of choices and decisions, but obviously the whole fun is how gory and how much fan service there is in the game itself. Now what you can do is many of them have challenges in the way you try to play the game is you get high scores, you race the cops, and obviously I'm just this big beefy cop that runs around and slaughters everyone. Now you can run around and you can just shoot like you're on rails, and that's fun and it's gory, and you know, it gives a lot of satisfaction. Or you can really sort of play into the fact that you are kind of a superhero. And yes, you can blink forwards with your abilities. If I want, I can go into slow motion, peek the corner, and crack people in their head. There's a lot you can do here. Things you can pick up, things you can smash, people you can grab, and that's the enjoyment of the game. Yes, there is a RoboCop story. Yeah, it's complete fan service. Yes, everything's over the top, but the combat's got to be fun, and you've got to like have a smile on your face as you play a game. At least I do, and that's what this game gives you. Maybe for 59 quid it's too expensive, okay, but for the price that I paid, which was 25 quid, if you can grab it on sale, or you just have a little bit more cash to burn and you just want a fun experience, then it's worth sort of supporting, because these days there aren't many games out there that I play that I actually think are fun, and you know, this is actually one of them. This is one of the games where we are actually having fun. That's rare. So in this, we are trying to stop a bank robbery, and again we're just cracking everyone here. Now if I can push up here and show you sort of the melee, we can blink up here. And if I can grab someone, so let's go slow motion here, I can grab him and I can do what I want. I can smash him into someone else, I can blink forward, I can go slow motion, I can grab, I can smack people, you know, and the whole point is I am meant to be having a huge amount of fun with the game, right? That's the whole point. Okay, it is a game where you feel like you're on rails, the combat, the gunplay feels smooth and rewarding, but it's not, you know, you're not playing CSGO, you're not playing, you know, some high level skill shooting game. There's not crazy movement, you're a big sluggish robot, but it's fun. And that's the premise of the video. It doesn't need to be anything more than that. Sometimes like games try to get way too complex, when actually all I want to do is I just want to hop on for a little bit, blink in slow motion, grab someone, smash them into the wall, send him flying, punch a guy straight in his face, you know. It doesn't have to be more than that. You can grab a fire hydrant, you can grab a TV and, you know, sort of obliterate somebody. Everything explodes. It's good fun, you know. The whole point, like I say, of the game is you're meant to play video games for fun. Oh, well, at least I do anyway, you know. And so when you play this game, you're RoboCop, and that's simple, you know. I'll grab this, I'll punch this, I'll push in here, I've got my heel on here, I'm not playing on a particularly difficult, you know, so I can electrocute here, everything explodes, it's all over the top, it doesn't take itself too seriously. That's what you want. I don't want to be playing a super woke military simulator where everyone's trying to be dramatic and everyone's trying to, you know, save the world. It's just a bit of a it's just fan service. That's honestly how I describe it. Like, everything about the game, if you're a big fan of RoboCop, is going to make you smile. And if you're not a fan of RoboCop and you just want to chill and you just want to have a bit of fun, you can do that too. So overall, I've really enjoyed the game. I don't think it needs a 50-minute review. I don't think it needs, you know, I don't think it needs to be over-analysed or over-explained. Yes, there's a story going on which I won't spoil. Yes, there are other things going on, little side quests, but once you begin to unlock a few skills, it's good fun. That's all I can say. So I'll be jumping around. So, for example, it's not an open world game. You can go and do side quests, and you can wander around and get involved in other missions. I wouldn't particularly say that it's open world, but it's not completely on rails. You can move about in set. You don't have to move about in set ways, if that makes sense. I will not turn on the radio to avoid copyright.